This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another Day in the Arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the Arena, a creatureless control deck that doesn't play white or black. But before that, quick notice, a quick announcement, a quick, important current event. $8,659 raised for charity. The march to 10,000 continues. And Dade Butler has left his 121st consecutive comment asking CGB to play a deck around Dream Trawler, Magic Mirror, and the Teferi Drawmore enchantment. It happened. It occurred yesterday. A moment of recognition. If you would like to end the suffering of Dade Butler and the daily comment requesting this deck, consider a donation to Extra Life. At 10,000, we will play that deck, and Dade will never have to leave that comment again. Support Dade Butler! And with that, let's dive into today's deck. Clock Control. Yep. Is it? Is it a deck? Is it? Insert is it joke. It's blue and red. It's is it. Blue and red is a guild. So the joke is to say just about anything ever and then say, is it that? And where's my laugh track? Okay, fine. Editor is not playing along today. But this deck originally was sent to me in Discord by one of my mods, Cardboard Nomad. A version was played by Adrian Sullivan, who's an MPL player. I changed a lot of things from it for best of one, but I liked the idea of playing a creatureless control deck with Midnight Clock to reset the deck again and again and make rogue players miserable. Because it's creatureless, we get the Kahira Cat Beast companion for free in the sideboard, which, can we cast her? Green? White? Well, here's the surprise, everybody. Hidden deep in the bowels of the mana base, you will find 4 Ketria Triomes. If we have both 2 of the 4 Triomes on the battlefield, we can cast Kahira. And that's a lot of work for a 3-2. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of work to play a 3-2 Vigilance. But why not? It's free. Easy sideboard. So the rest of the deck, I mean, look at this curve. It's almost all 2-drops. That's how cheap I think these control decks can and should play their curves these days to keep pace with things like Rule Adventures and Rogues. Expensive cards get countered. You've probably learned that. It's not every day you get to do a Massacre Worm Clackbridge Troll combo. You know what I'm saying? If you expect to survive, you need to be able to kill things cheaply. And we have a lot of that, but we also have some kicker cards to give some more value. So obviously Maze Mind Tome. Got to draw those cards. 4 copies of Into the Royal to bounce and draw. Better than Brazen Borrower here because, well, we don't really need the Brazen Borrower side. We'd rather have the card and keep the cards moving. Plus, you can do cool things with this, like resetting your Maze Mind Tome, like getting back your Ugin if they try to kill it, like getting back your Midnight Clock if they try to remove it, things like that. And then the other fun stuff that we have going on is Cinderclasm, which kind of a mini sweeper, but I've been amazed how many times you just nab 2 Thieves Guild Enforcers because it's instant speed, or a Thieves Guild Enforcer and a Wind Robber, or an Edgewall Innkeeper and a Lovestruck Beast token. It's been pretty good even if it isn't kicked. So I like this compared to Storm's Wrath, which is a tap-out sorcery effect and gets you in trouble. Shredded Sails and Scorching Dragonfires kill the 1/3 rogue and, you know, other assorted things around. You can tell I'm trying to beat rogues a lot with my choices because that's all they say in the comments. But rogues? Soul Seer. Kills Lovestruck Beast. Kills other big things that normally red decks would have a problem with because they're outsized. This deck is okay against larger creatures because it has Essence Scatter, Soul Seer, and Into the Royal. If you pace and use these carefully, you can usually stop a large creature, and if you can't get it dead in time, you can make a giant shark and block it. 4 Shark Typhoons are most likely the win con. Sometimes we'll hardcast it against the right opponents. Many times we'll just make big sharks, and 1 Ugin the Spirit Dragon is the catch-all to exiling the board and ending the game. And of course 3 Midnight Clock. Just reshuffle that graveyard into that library, draw 7, try again, roguies. If you resolve it against a rogue deck with Luris, they usually can't remove it in any way, so you just have to make sure you live long enough to get your fresh 7. Now, another fun thing about this IZZET control deck is the mana. There's actually a lot of cool lands. Of course, we can use Castle Vantress to scry, we can cycle with the Ketria Triome, but we also have 1 copy of Crawling Barrens, 1 copy of Field of Ruin for the opponent's Crawling Barrens, and Castle Loch Twain and things like that. 1 Throne of Makindi, which is actually pretty nice with the kicker cards to get to cast them cheaper, as the Into the Royals and Cinderclasms play a key role. This is pretty good. And then we have Seagate Restoration and Shatterskull Smashing. I could run more of each of these, but this deck doesn't have life gain, aside from Mazemind Tome. So, it's really... You don't want to pay 3 for this. Hardly ever. So just having 1 in the late game seems to have done the most work for me. So I'm sticking with it. And that is IZZET Clock Control. So, are you ready for the tick-tock of the midnight clock? Let's dive in and let this nonsense begin. Looks good. Looks good. What's our opponent got? Yorion! Midnight Clock is risky against Yorion because of Skyclave Apparition. This can take out a Tome. Yeah, this might get tough. We're going to need to draw into some goodies. We need our own Mazemind Tome, to be honest. I think I'm safe dropping the Shatterskull. I don't think I'll have something to shoot down anytime soon. If we draw like 4 lands in a row, it'll be an oops. The opponent is also slamming. Make a little blue mana, say go. We'll give our opponent a chance to play a Tome, but then cycle the sails. Doom Foretold. Midnight Clock is not very good against Doom Foretold either. But on the play here, I think we go for it, especially with 2 in our hand. Ding dong. We got a reader. Birth of the Mel. Okay. Hopefully they go for Doom Foretold, walk into Negate, and we draw some cards that don't suck. That's not a card that sucks. We are doing it. Go fetch other blue. You don't want to play 2 clocks really close to each other most of the time, unless you're sure one will eventually get removed. I guess Elspeth Conquers Death is a reason to play another one. But I'd rather play the Tome and hold up the Negate and possibly draw a card here. So against rogues, having 2 clocks close together isn't that bad because you always want to be shuffling the graveyard. Against a deck where you do, though, expect it to go off, sometimes drawing 7, then immediately drawing 7 more can be a bad thing. It's weird. Clock is a card. Figuring out the right way to clock is interesting. So we have an opportunity here to cycle the Triome or to use the Tome. I'm gonna cycle Triome, since it's drawing a card and Tome can be more cards later. Might be a mistake. I'm not going to scry. We still have Negate, which is the protection card I like. Another Tome, that's pretty cool. We can start drawing all kinds of extra cards. So one thing I learned with mana artifacts a long time ago is that if the opponent has mana open, you want to hold instant speed effects. You want to use the mana rock on your turn, because if the opponent on their end step targets the mana rock, then you get forced into using mana at a time you might not want to. So you're going to see me use the clock first in a lot of cases. Alright, what have you got? Not an ECD. Let's see what you target. What do you fear? This tome, okay? Keep the cards coming. We might be able to Seagate Restoration this next turn. And we found the untapped land, so we can. Ooh, this is gonna get fun. Unless they have a negate or a mystical dispute. What do you guys think? Should we be patient? Or should we go for it? It's so many cards. And it's Doom Foretold, right? I guess it doesn't have to be. If they do have counters, we're going to want to be patient here. There's no question. Let's see, we could play another clock, then still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a counter and a draw. That's pretty good. Alright, then I'm going for the clock. Resolves. I know, I'm a coward. We could draw the Kahira here. We're not casting it anytime soon. Let's just leave mana up to draw cards and counter things and maybe shark it up. They will tap out eventually, or we'll have negate to back up the Seagate Restoration. Treacherous Blessing. Okay. I think we should let them draw cards and save the negate for the most terrible things. Elspeth Conquers Death, Doom Foretold. Because we can compete in a card draw space. Do you think they have a mystical dispute? Wouldn't be unreasonable. They're not going to attack here, they fear a shark. Another Triome. Let's draw. Okay. They have to discard. I think we can Restoration here. We want to play the land first because we want to be able to negate. Yep. That resolved. Boom. They don't want to play no more. They're done. Oh my gosh. It's always amazing to be in a control mirror when the Seagate Restoration resolves. Players are like, nope. Nope. Absolutely nope. Ooh, I think I love this hand. Another Yorion? Alright. Let's torture another Yorion player. As much as I love them. So we're on the play. That means we get to play Tome, then have Essence Scatter for the Apparition, which is a lot better than the other way around. And our main plan for the Tome is to draw cards, not scry, unless we're going to miss a land drop. Something tragic of that nature. Our opponent's on double tap land plan. Did I miss the memo? Is Esper like just super back today? What's going on? What's cooking, everybody? Why did we decide Esper's good? Your own Tome. Okay, fair. Fair is fair. But I has first Tome. So I'm going to see my cards quicker. Also, if you have to scry, I'll be a very happy gamer. That's a good draw. Ding dong. Love getting that ramp. I don't think I'll ever play Shark Typhoon, though, for 6 against Esper, because they have so many ways to remove it, which is such a punish. So don't expect me to go slam Shark Typhoon to get it ECD'd or Doom Foretold or whatever. I mean, desperate times could call for desperate measures and all. Ta-da! We'll see if they have another. Alright, I don't think they have a Mystical Dispute or they would have played that first. So I'm putting them on no Mystical Dispute, or that is just a huge oops. Oh my gosh, we could play it. I guess that sets the opponent way back if they do have an ECD. They have to cast ECD, get this, cast another ECD. Ugh, but it's so bad, man. I'm not walking into ECD like that. I'm just not doing it. It's so bad. I'll make big sharks. I'm going to try to find Ugin. That's how we probably win this game. Ding dong. Yep, another Treacherous Blessing player. And they do have 2 mana open, which they probably want to use on a tome, so let's make a shark. It's pretty good at pressuring people who spend mana on Treacherous Blessing, and making sure that they run some instant speed removal. Not all of them do. Ooh. If I draw an untapped land... We can wait, though. It's actually not that imperative to play Restoration right now. We did draw the untapped land. Let's attack. There's your removal spell. Okay. Blue, blue, blue. This can be red. Let's go. Pretty good. Pretty good. Shield's down. We'll see what the opponent can do with their turn. That's the good one. That is not what we wanted to see. But we can Into the Royal it, and we have Negate ready to go. So we don't have to let the opponent get back a Skyclave Apparition, or we could let them have it and just try to use up this tome. Let's see, draw, cost, draw. I guess we get 1 scry here. Might as well use it. I think that's better than trying to bounce and wasting a negate. Let's hang on to that card. Barons, I don't need that untapped to charge it. I don't need double red for anything. Let's play the other tome before the ECD goes off. A little extra cost. Nightmare. That's annoying. Especially with only 1 negate. I guess I could bounce it with Into the Royal. This is going to be a weird game, I can tell. Much harder than the last one. See, we'll want an upkeep stop if we don't want our Into the Royal to be kind of held down here. Why did I play this if I'm expecting the Skyclave Apparition to come back? That was silly. Are we going to miss a land drop? Bizarre. All this stuff for the opponent to pick, too. I think we just say go. Alright, so now ECD effects are worn off. I can bounce the Nightmare if I want to. I think I'm better off just letting them do it. Like, they might pick the Negate, I guess. But I mean, take your pick. It's a lot of fun toys. And if they take the Negate, we might be able to just draw back into it with tomes. And they're poking around, they take Negate. Okay. What's your target? Alright, so let's scry. Nope, don't need you. Kicker, bounce the tome. Yay! Find another negate. Magic's perfect. Never change, magic. Now the next question is, are we ever going to draw more land? I can't believe we missed a land drop last turn. It looks like we're going to miss another one if we don't top deck. Opponent might feel like they have a window here to dance, but they don't have much in the graveyard. They have wishes. What the heck are they going to get? I don't know. I want to see. I don't think if there's anything I can't beat. Let's see what they get. I'm too curious. Not going to snap off a negate there. I can't believe, though, that they have Fae of Wishes in their 80-card deck. Ugin, fine. I mean, do you see any permanents? They never know what to get, so they get Ugin. What's better than 8-mana Ugin? 12-mana Ugin. Awesome. Just awesome. We done now? May I draw? Alright, I'm gonna do it. Well, that's a card. It is a land. Do I play it for 3? I don't think so. Yeah, I do need double red. I might need triple blue. So, Tome is back. And then we want to Scorching Dragonfire the Apparition. We want to Soul Sear the Fae of Wishes. Maybe we don't Tome here. Don't need to discard, so we can save all this till their turn. That's fine. I don't know if I want to Soul Sear the Fae of Wishes, though. I guess we can double Cinderclasm. No, we can't. Okay, they go for Omen. Now's the time to do this. It's gonna be a grind, boys and girls. Oh my goodness, one to the top. Goodbye, graveyard. I barely used ya. Yeah, you're just gonna cast that, huh? I mean, what's it gonna do? It's gonna plus... We could make a 2/2 shark and attack it. We can also pump up Crawling Barrens to attack it. I don't like having to use the negate, but I'm gonna do it. It's just easy, clean, takes the whole turn. Get out, you know? But now ECD is a big problem. I think this deck needs a Soul Guide Lantern the more I think about it. The more I think about it, it might need a Soul Guide Lantern because graveyards are a pain. And just having one to shuffle back and forth with the clock sounds okay. So maybe we make a giant shark here, attack the opponent, make a giant shark, attack the opponent. The problem with that is the Maze Mind Tome, but the opponent does have to leave up mana open to activate it. I think that's not actually going to work because they're going to force us to Essence Scatter something. Let's just drop a tome. Keep plugging along with cards. The sharks do get bigger and badder, of course. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can safely use a tome here. If we draw a land, we can play it. And we are getting very due to draw lands in these spots. Sure. Opponent wants to slugfest with that card. Alright. That'll be fun. So what we need is less removal. We need lands. We need cards. Also, what's the opponent's instant speed removal? Probably just Heartless Act. Which means I think we can get away with punching them with Crawling Barrens. I think that's better than scrying. Ooh, a clock, but it's not gonna stick. We know that. We want to try to get the opponent in range where we can just shark into shark and win that way. Because I don't think the long-term grind is going to work anymore. Alright, so they scry here. Gain the life. Or no, draw, sorry. I didn't see the mana. So yeah, they have to start thinking about putting something between their face and the Barrens. Because I doubt they have a good way to handle it. They're going to hardcast Shark Typhoon. That's a good one. We'll see how it pans out for them. I do have a lot of removal for those sharks, but it can crank out a lot of sharks. Classic hardcasters. But against IZZET, it makes a lot of sense. Uh-huh. Another book. Another damage. Can't tell you how many decks I've killed with their own treacherous blessings of these doom foretold variety. Alright, charge the Barrens again. Then we can remove this. We can Cinderclasm at instant speed. Or do we remove this now and draw? I think we'd be aggressive. Okay. Instant speed, they can make another shark with a Heartless Act. That's pretty good. We want to try to save a Cinderclasm, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Gonna have to take our time on this one. Okay, leaves enough open for Cinderclasm. If there's a Heartless Act here. Omen of the Sea, that does it too. So that makes a shark. Take a damage. 1 mana open. We should save the Soul Seer for a larger shark. And this should put them to 1, which means they can't cast any spells. They can cycle a Shark Typhoon. Like, that's what they need now. And I need an Into the Royal, I guess, to stop it. Well... Guess they don't play Shark Typhoon. Even then, it's not big enough, right? Wait a minute. Don't play Shark Typhoon. They hardcast it. It's what you get It's what you get when you hog cash out Typhoon against me. That was a game. Crawling Barrens, baby. I think I like this hand because it doesn't have any removal, and we've played against 3 straight Esper decks. 3 straight Esper decks. At least one of those games is probably getting cut because they're boring after a while. So I'm going to keep this, and if we get run over by aggro, I'm going to be salty because, oh man, this is the worst hand I have had so far when it comes to fighting aggro. All right, not aggro. Dude, control has just taken over Magic. It's just the way it is now. I mean, everything I see about the metagame doesn't show that to be true, but everything I've played on ladder, it's true. There's nobody plays aggro anymore. Or rogues, or any of the decks people complain about in my comments. Not in Platinum. It's all whatever the hell this is. Okay. Okay. Could make a shark. Don't think it's worth it while we still have land drops. Might have a Skyclave Apparition to deal with this. We'll put it on them to have it. I'm sure this is going to be a Tome Mirror. An endless book fest. Sorry, doggy. You annoy me. And my viewers. Just ask them. Opponent might be on a hand of all removal. And we need land, and we get it. Well, there goes the Labyrinth, which is kind of funny that we had an answer to that card. And here comes Ashiok's Nightmare, everybody's favorite. We can Into the Royal this at very little cost, because it doesn't kill anything of ours. So just wait till their end step, cast Into the Royal. We're looking for a good place to cycle these anyway. You're gonna have to try that again. There's a clock, which might be something the opponent wants to remove. I don't want to miss the land drop. I guess I'll scry for it. But I don't want to double scry for it. I'm greedy like that. Wasted card draw. Disgusting. I have a feeling this will get ECD'd, but we do have an Into the Royal here to save it. Oh, they don't have double white yet, so that might also be a saving grace for us. Okay. Here we go again. Opponent wants to repeat this routine, I'm down. Oh, dubs. Well, I can't negate my way through it anyway, so I guess we just let these resolve. They're going to get to resolve something. What's it going to be? Ugin? This card is an absolute nuisance. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to slam a Shark Typhoon, but then Ugin comes down, kills the Typhoon. That's not any good. I guess I have to negate one and then draw into another negate. I can do that. I can also Into the Royal this one if I really want to. Give myself more time to find another negate. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Alright, they can Ugin now. We'll probably find a way to deal. Go ahead. Alright, I've decided Seagate Restoration is the key. I'm just going to run a lot more of those, because every time we've drawn it, it's been amazing. And it's a one-of. We don't deserve the glory we found. Discards a Shark Typhoon. Okay. Respect to the sharks. Here's the Ugin.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
Lightning bolt my face. You did it.
I will destroy if I must.
So I don't have a negate. I need to find one. This can deal 5 damage to a planeswalker. This can deal 3. So I can 3-for-1 myself. I guess that's it. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and we can have Essence Scatter open. Not that it's particularly useful. I guess we want to wait until after Elspeth Nightmare resolves so we have stuff in our graveyard. There's also a chance they have another Ugin. I guess no, Ugin can plus in that case if I wait, right? Because there's no window afterwards. I mean, is leaving Essence Scatter open any good? I guess we get to draw with the Tome. Maybe we should get another clock going instead. They've shown they can't really deal with that, but 2 clocks, they can exile them with second Ugin. Alright. I have decided. This is the way.
You act without
Out of there. I mean, I drew like 7 cards. I can 3-for-1 myself, right? Right? This is fine. Where are you going? I just 3-for-1 myself. And you did the nightmare thing? Like, we were having... I felt a connection. Oh well. This hand might be fun. If anything in Magic is fun, this hand might be it. We can get the Kahira! That's exciting, right? Right? Maybe? Well, that's rogues, right? Well, we'll see. I guess it could be a few things. Yes, it's a Temur Triome. We're both inspecting our lands. Okay. Blue Devotion combo. Interesting. The third Ketria Triome. Shuffler is always just up to its nonsense. Let's keep the Shark Typhoon around. The Ugin off the top. Doing nothing. You gonna play that Brazen Borrower, or are you just gonna stare at it? Home in the Sea, my bad. My bad. Ugin can wipe out a lot of Devotion. But usually against this deck, you just keep the Lotus off the field and you're okay. But this version seems to be a mill deck. Or at least the version I've seen a lot of lately seems to be a mill deck. Is this going to bounce the Oracle to draw a card? I think it is. Therefore, you get an Essence Scatter. Can't have all that card advantage. Two negates is nice. Into the Royal, kicked is an option. I feel no pressure from your Oracle. Although, I don't know. Are you going to not attack me for some reason? You got it. My turn. We'll wait. No reason to do anything here. If this gets countered, it's so bad. If the opponent has a counterspell, which Devotion decks usually don't, but I'm not taking anything for granted on the open ladder. All control decks today. Nothing but control decks as far as the eye can see. Nobody attacking with creatures. No green. I've played no green this whole day. Let's see, what am I not, like, people are always like, yeah, you cut out this and you cut out that. What am I not going to show you? I'm not going to show you a long, very boring, very miserable game against rogues. I'm not going to show you one of the 4 Esper matches, maybe 2 of the 4 Esper matches I've played. Yeah, the rogue deck is, I guess, the most aggressive thing we've seen, and it milled me. So, yeah, there is no aggro. Literally no aggro in the meta. Aggro is dead. Chime the clock. I really miss it. I'm used to playing against aggro. Is that going to be the mystical dispute? It is a mystical dispute. Wow. This is the world we live in now. Just mystical disputes for days. Negates on negates. All right. Roar. What you got? What you got, Blue Mage? How do you deal with Resolve, Dugan? What? Black? Alright, they played another Lotus. We can't exile it. We can slam a Shark Typhoon. I guess that is the plan, right? Just clock them. And I don't mean with the clock. Where are you going? Ugh. Gosh, it's a weird day in the arena. I mean, this is great for the control mirror, which we are obviously in, because that's the only... Yeah, obviously it's a control mirror. So this hand is good. What's going on? This is madness. What are we up against? All the day came when all the aggro decks put down their swords, and they didn't pick them back up. I'm just so used to it. You guys are probably like, shut up about it. We get the picture. You've said the same thing for like 20 turns in a row. I'm just so used to every day waking up and being aggroed. Like, that's my life. You guys have seen the sequence enough by now to know that we play Midnight Clock when we can also have Negate or something like that available. Should be a pretty good matchup for the clock, but the opponent might have sails. Spreading sails, shifting sails, sail something. Okay, here we go. 7 mana achieved. Ugin. It's the second time somebody's done this to me today. The first time I never drew a 4th land in the top 20 cards of my library. I was going to show it just to be funny, but then decided it was a bit much. And I was a little, I might have gotten salty. I know, you're surprised, I know. Let's slam the Typhoon. But this is the second time out of 2 times playing the Ironcrag Feet Ugin deck that they've had the Feet and the Ugin on turn 5. At least this time we had a negate. Alright, Ox. Fresh cards. So we should Dragonfire this before our opponent untaps, right? But we drew another Typhoon to just make a 6/6. But I really want this gone before the opponent has the ability to Bone Crush it to save it and keep it in the graveyard. Maybe I'm overthinking that though, and it's not that important. Let's just do this. Where is Ugin? Ugin's another turn away. Saving Scorch and Dragonfire or smashing for the Ugin might actually matter. Toman up. Gotta find Ugin and an untapped land for next turn. Into the Royal. Well, that can bounce a Typhoon. Go. Hold on to your butts. We're up, keep scrying, baby. We are upkeep scrying. To the bottom. Again. To the top. Hog. Untap land Ugin, untap land Ugin. If the opponent attacks here, we take it. Or do we? We could into the Royal a Shark Typhoon in advance. Oh. Okay. You know what? Not an Ugin. What does that mean? I think it means we win, to be honest. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. This is kind of funny. So, the Ox is going to enter the battlefield. Trigger on the stack. We could throw it in the graveyard, but if they get another land, they could play it out of the graveyard. Let's just go like this. Discard that tome. I do like that play. You don't get to use it too often these days, but it's there. Alright, that's 14 in the air. When it rains, it pours. Shark tokens. Throwing a McKindy. First time I've drawn it today. Might bite me here if I need a red source. But it can cast a Cinderclasm kicked. Looky there. Blue-white, really? Really? Yeah. So we don't play Tome here because you could walk it right into a Skyclave Apparition. I could have played the Throne and charged it. But then I don't have Dragonfire open. I guess there are reasons to play Dragonfire. I don't know everything about my opponent's deck. What if Limvala was just a card people played? Opponent's gonna look at that and be like, huh? You do what? Wow, scrying already. Do what you gotta do. Charge it up. I could play the Tome here, but I don't actually think I want to. Don't want to walk into an easy counter spell for the opponent. I'd rather just do a Shark Typhoon, I think. That's fine. On end step, we can into the Royal this Shark. Draw a card, but hold up counter magic through their turn. We could play around a Jwari Disruption by using the Throne, I guess. So 2 blue. It's a micro case, but it's something. It also represents a mystical dispute, so the opponent might be afraid of it. Yeah, they gave that a lot of thought. Tome can chill. We're doing just fine. We can start scrying away cards that don't matter. Find more cards that do. Let Castle make a difference in this matchup. Don't need Ugin right now. I'll take the land. Ugin's a big tap-out threat. We're going to want it at some point, but this is too early. The staring match of the millennia. Don't need you. If they just had a Dream Trawler, I'd be so dead. Let's go ahead and try to dig up an Essence Scatter. I guess we have a Shark Typhoon, though. Alright. Let's try playing the Tome. Resolves. Oh boy. They're scared. They're scared to even move. Alright. Let's draw. Let's charge. Am I going to miss a land drop? It appears that way. I guess I can play another Tome. It's really bad, though. I could also go to discard. Like, what's Cinderclasm going to do? I don't think anything. Unfortunate, though. But hopefully with some scries we can fix this. Here comes the manuals. I want to play a Dream Trawler. Ta-da! Shall we fight? I propose a battle over this Dream Trawler. Cancel! Nay. You will not win this fight. And now I can play a Shark Typhoon, but they can ECD the Shark Typhoon, which is very bad. Oh, we found a clock. Okay, well, they can ECD the clock, which is also bad. I have 4 cards in hand. What if I play the shark, the clock, and the typhoon? They've got it, and they have to choose, right? They could play an Ugin. They don't have any permanents. That is a thing. Hold on to your butts. It's gonna get exciting. This is when the control mirror, it all starts to break down. Like when they all start brawling and wrestling. Okay. Clock down. They didn't Ugin though, and they didn't ECD yet. They still have 5 mana sitting there, waiting. 2 to the bottom, draw off the top. I do think they're a Yorion deck, even though they don't have, I think they're like a 60-card Yorion, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Just like that, they turn super aggro. Shredded Sails doesn't do anything here. Oh, baby. Easy negate for the opponent. Easy 6/6 for me. I'm going to try Scorching Dragon firing this to make a 3/3. Okay. Oh, let's see if we can get them to attack. Do they walk into it? Do they walk into it? Oh, not like this. They might have a Shatter the Sky. I guess that's their best case scenario now. But I'm going to make them have it. Scry, baby, scry. 1 to the top. Oh boy. Again. As long as they're not a random Ugin gamer, this looks strong. This looks very strong. What did you keep on top? Elspeth Conquers Death. It's on now. That Dream Trawler's coming back, but we're gonna kill you way before that happens. And I thought they might have a Yorion for the ultimate, but that last card in hand must not have been a relevant one. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and today was so bizarre. Nobody attacked me. Just control mages staring at each other with blue spells. And in that matchup, this deck is not good. Like, I I won a lot of these matchups, but I think it's because the opponent didn't know what I was playing or didn't prepare for it. I did things like getting sneaky with Crawling Barons and Sharks. Seagate Restoration, some players scoop to this, which, I mean, most of my cards are just things that kill little creatures. Maybe it's better than I think it is in those situations, but this is not what I would play if I expected a lot of control decks. Not even close. So today was a weird day where I just couldn't get what I think is a reasonable subsample of the meta, because I think this is going to be better against aggro decks, where you can just sweep their small creatures and pick off their small creatures and counter their larger ones and bounce their permanents. Like that's what I envisioned when I was throwing this together, which is pretty normal for the latter. So today's video was strange. Where would I put this deck? I'm gonna put it like this, guys. Rakdos, Rogues, Blue-White Yorion. If you care about laddering and your rank, those decks to me are so great, and other decks are so bad. So I'm going to keep playing decks, but the comments that drive me the craziest are, should I craft this for ladder? Well, you should craft it if you really like this style, and you don't like those other decks. I hope that explains it, but really, you should... Like, I think you can get to Mythic playing this deck, but I believe that about most of the decks I show you, and I'm very certain to mention if I don't think a deck is good. Like, that is not something you have to worry about with me. If I don't think a deck is good, I will tell you so. I think you can get to Mythic with this. I just think you'll do better with blue-black or something else, but it's another option if this is your style, or if you already own a bunch of these cards, which is kind of what the channel is here for, to present options and show you that for all the whining out there, that the meta isn't that bad. It never is as bad as the whiners make it out to be. Anyway, it is fun. It's also a very fun diversion for a day to play with some different cards. Variety is the spice of life and all. When's the last time you got Cinderclasmed off a Throne of Makindi? Yeah, me either, because I didn't play any frickin' aggro today. Anyway. Consider supporting the Extra Life charity. 1, because it's cool and it's a charity. 2, because I'm asking you, and I try not to ask too much of my audience. You know, other than the occasional subscribe. Get to 100,000 subs. Yeah! And 3, for Dade. For the Dream Trawler Magic Mirror Draw 2 enchantment deck. It's right there on the horizon. If you won't do it for me, if you won't do it for the kids, do it for Dade. I guarantee he'll comment on this video. Comment on his comment. Let him know if you support his quest. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.